In this tutorial, you're going to learn the basics of Keynote. We're going to talk about how to change your theme, how to name your Keynote, adding and deleting slides, adding text, and editing your text. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do is open our Keynote app. So I just search for Key and open up my Keynote. If it's the first time you've opened Keynote, you may have to go through some parts that just say continue, continue, so that you can get to the basics. Apple likes to give you a lot of tutorials before you get started. Here I can see all of my recent keynotes that I've ever made. You'll notice that some of them have like a little cloud in the corner. That means that they are saved on your Apple ID and that you could go back and get them later. We're going to start a new keynote here, so I'm just going to click on this plus button up on the top right. And now I can see all the different themes that Keynote has to offer. Remember, you always want to match your theme to the mood or style or feeling or topic of your presentation. If you're not really sure what that is, then starting with a blank canvas is often a great example. I'm going to open up my Keynote, and the first thing you want to do is name it. So here it says Presentation 6. Instead of Presentation 6, I'm going to name this Keynote the Basics, because in this example I'm going to be showing you the basics. So Keynote Basics. So now when I name my Keynote, when I go back to all my presentations, I'll see my name appear here. Otherwise, you're not really sure what it is. Let's go back into my Keynote, and now I'm going to talk to you guys about how do you add or delete slides. So here on the side is all the slides, and on the very bottom you can see there's a little plus sign. If you click that plus, you'll be able to choose another slide. Now it seems like it's already full, but this is just showing you what would it look like if you added images and text onto these different layouts or templates. I need a layout that has text and a photo. So if I look through this, I can see that this one has a title, some text, and a place for a photo. So I'm going to choose that. And I'm going to add another one just to see what it looks like. Oh, okay. So actually, I don't need to have a photo in this one, so I'm going to delete that one. To delete a slide, you just hold on it. And then when the menu pops up after I actually double-clicked it, I click on Delete. Now I'm left with just the slides that I wanted. So to change text, on this top one, a title usually fits. And then in the body text, I can double-click and add my facts. Remember, when you're writing a presentation, if you have bullet points here, you don't have to write the whole sentence. You would just maybe say, maybe I'm talking about dogs, and I'll say, dogs have keen sense of smell. Now this is not a complete sentence, it is just a bullet. You don't need to have a complete sentence when you do bullet points. However, if you're using Keynote to do something else, let's say making a story, you would want to include your full text. The last thing I'm going to show you in this quick tutorial is how do you edit the text and format that. So whatever object that you're on, you're going to see that there's like a blue box around the outside. So this one, I've selected the body text. Now I have the title. Up here, just like in all of our Apple apps, we see this little paintbrush. When you click on that paintbrush, you will see that you'll be able to style this how you want it. Now, it is really cool that you can style the different text boxes the way you want it, but you do need to remember that you should choose one style to go throughout your whole Keynote. You don't want to have different style on each page. I actually don't like that, so I'm going to undo all the way back until it was normal. And then I'm going to show you, here's automatic quick styles, but if you go to text, right here in the second tab, here's how you can actually change some specifics of that. So for example, we like to change our font, and again, maybe I'll choose one title font for all of my different fonts, and I make sure that it's able to be read, it's really easy to read, that it's not too small or too large. Also, you could bold it, italicize it, or underline it if you needed. And then the size is right here. Keynote's nice because you can go up one by one until you find the perfect size, and you can see what's happening on the screen right next to you. And here I can change my color. In this theme, there's these colors. I could also slide over to find some different options for myself, or even more here. So that's where you explore the color. I want to talk a little bit about the alignment. So there's left alignment here, which moves my text to the left, center, right alignment. Those often used for titles is center. Now this bottom row is actually your vertical alignment. So it's saying in a text box, how do you want that to look? Let me show you an example of that. I'm going to select my body text instead and then come back to edit that. Now if I click on this top arrow, it moves my text to the top, the middle, or the bottom. So sometimes you're writing in a text box and it goes in the middle, but you actually want it on the top. That's how you would adjust it there. You also may at times need to arrange your text, moving it to the front or the back of something. So for example, if I had a shape and I wanted the shape to be behind or my text to be in front, I would go back up to arrange and I would bring it to the front here. So in this tutorial, we went over how can you choose a theme, name your keynote, add or delete slides, as well as adding your text and styling it. So the key for styling is to always look at what object you're on and then go up and look at your options for styling. Also make sure there's one style that goes throughout your keynote. All right, give it a try, have fun, and good luck.